So that's the back breathing. Now the next step is to combine it back and the front breathing. So if you put your hand in the front and back, both are expanding, both are contracting. Okay, so you can do that. It's more advanced, but eventually you can get it. You can do both of them separately. You should be able to do both of them together. And now do it with your hands like this. Okay, now I add another thing. So I want you to imagine you're underwater while you're doing this. So underwater means you're floating, you're completely weightless, and there's water around you, so you can feel the currents, water moving around you on your skin. So pay attention to your skin all around your body. Just imagine there's water, so you can feel the slight movements of water as it brushes by your skin. At the same time, your body is completely weightless because it's floating. And at the same time, you're relaxed and you have gravity pulling you down so you don't tip over. You're still straight up and down. And continue breathing with that imagination and sensation. Okay? It helps to close your eyes. It helps you visualize and sense that water much better. And with each breath that you breathe out, relax more. And just let the water help you float. If it helps, you can do a hum. So this is really good exercise to do before you sleep. It really relaxes you and calms you down, helps you center, and helps you ground yourself especially, okay? So next one, we're gonna get into, it's more advanced. So what we did that, but now I'll get into the fighting stance. So the fighting stance for me is like this, right? Fighting stance, okay? So get whatever stance you want to get in. Like feel the strongest stance. Imagine you're pushing a car. What's the strongest stance you can get? You can feel like get into a really strong stance, feet wider apart, and but don't lean forward too much. Your body should be pretty straight. You can lean forward a bit like this, but don't lean forward more than that. Okay, this is the maximum you can lean forward. So for me, I get this stance, it's gonna look like this. Okay, this is a fighting stance, okay? Now, on this stance, I want you to basically kind of bounce there a little bit. Feel the balance. And then I want you to do the breathing that we just did, the belly breathing. And then back breathing. Now, if you can't do the stance, do the same stance as before, like this. I mean, you can't hold your arms here. It feels too tight or too tiring. You can put your arms in another position. You can put it like this. You can hold it here. You can hold it here. Hold it here. Whatever arms feels comfortable for you. But since I'm training for a fight, I'm going to practice it using this position. Now do the belly breathing. Back breathing. Then belly and back breathing. Now do the same thing, now do it underwater. So it's not very interesting to watch, right? But if you're actually doing this, then you actually realize, there's a lot going on. There's a lot I have to coordinate in order to get this position and relax without tensing any part of my body, while breathing with my stomach and not my chest. So if you get tense, make sure you relax. See, everything's loose. My shoulders are loose, my hips are loose. I can still bounce from this position. And then I can stand here for a long time and my legs don't get tired. Okay, that's the feeling you want to have. Okay, so now switch to the other side. If you had your other foot forward, now put the other foot forward and do the same thing. Okay, this might be completely different because you have a different foot forward, right? So get to the stance. You can, like I said, you can do this. You don't have to stand sideways, but actually you want to stand sideways. Before we're standing forwards, we're standing sideways like this, okay? You put your hands here, put your hands here. You put your hands here, you put your hands here. You put your hands here, put your hands here, whatever you want. But I'm doing it like this. So take a deep breath, sink and melt into position. Then you relax. Now breathe with the gut. Breathe with your back. Now breathe with both your gut and your back. Now, imagine you're underwater. So you're floating weightlessly, and everything around your body is water, so you can feel the water around your skin. So you should be loose. You have intention, shake it off. Stand up straight again and then sink back. Melt back into the position. Melt. Melting into the position. Relax. Everything's loose. Breathe through your belly and your gut. Feel yourself melting, floating underwater. Stronger, more relaxed, yeah. Okay, now we do a little bit more advanced. Keep moving to more advanced training. Same thing, go back to the stance. And now, imagine there's chains on your arms, so heavy chains. Oh, heavy chains on your arms. Like iron chains that are super heavy. It's really heavy to lift. So it's on your head too. It's on your shoulders, draped over your shoulders. It's hanging from your waist and your hips and everything. So everything's heavy. So feel those chains, okay? Like bounce those slowly. Feel those chains. Imagine you're lifting up those chains as you go up and down. Super heavy. Okay, so your shoulders are super heavy. Your elbows are really heavy. Your arms are heavy. Your hands are heavy. Your head is very heavy because you have these chains on it. Now do the same breathing, but imagine you have all these chains on you. Heavy chains. Now start moving the chains, okay? So move the chains a little bit at a time, one arm at a time. Imagine there's chains on your arms and you're moving them back and forth like this. Feel the heaviness of those chains. And the chains, they kind of swing, right? So feel the swinging of the chains too. So you gotta move slowly, otherwise the chains will swing too much. So you wanna move like slowly so that the chains are fairly undisturbed as you move them, even though it's super heavy. Yeah, come back soon. Thanks for joining in. Meanwhile, keep breathing. And when you're really extended, you can feel your arms super heavy. So you even here is super heavy. You're super heavy, arms are very heavy, chains all over your arms. See, if you do it fast, you're gonna lose that sensation, so you gotta do it super slow. So we'll see what I'm doing. The thing, when I'm breathing, I kind of sink a little bit, and when I breathe out, my body naturally expands. So use that to move your body. So as you extend, so contract, expand, contract, expand, contract, expand. So you can break the movements into little parts. Okay? Now, hold that thought for a second. And another really important exercise you can do is against the wall. So the last part I did there, I don't know, I can show you against the wall here. So the last part I did there, I want you to do that by pressing against the wall. So contract, expand, while pushing against the wall with that fist, or you can do a palm if you want, but up to you. I like doing the fist. So breathe, expand, breathe in, you got the belly, and then you contracted everything. Contract, and then expand, and while you're expanding, you press and push on the wall, okay? And then it's important to have a good stance. So I have this stance, it's the same stance I had here. So I'm just pushing against the wall like this. Breathing, pushing against the wall. And your hand stays on the wall, doesn't come off, okay? So while doing that exercise, my hand's on the wall. And as I expand, I push against the wall. And I try to drive that force back to my foot. So imagine there's a line of force going through my arm, my body, and down to my foot, my back foot. I'm driving it back to my back foot. And then same with this hand as well. Okay, so that's a really good exercise. It can strengthen you a lot. Okay, now switch stances. The other foot forward, and now do the same thing with this side. Get back in the stance, relax, loose, sink, melt, chains underwater. Everything's still heavy, very heavy, still loose though. So you shouldn't be clenching or tensing anything up. Even though I'm breathing very hard and it looks like I'm using a lot of force, but everything is still very loose. It's just that I'm imagining very heavy weights all over my arms. How long to do this? As long as you can, because it can get tiring. We're almost finished here. Okay, and the end point, feel the heaviness. And around. Okay, so once you've done that a few times, I want you to now do it with one long breath, okay? This is gonna be harder because now you have only one breath and you have to keep, so you have to move your arms a little bit faster. The faster you move it, the harder it is to keep that sensation. So don't worry about doing the force, just gently do it. If you have to take another breath, you can stop and take another breath and continue. So if you lose it, start over. I'm just gonna do this one. I think because my right shoulder is really tense, I'm doing a lot of training, so it's harder to do, harder to relax. So I'm just focus on the right hand. Hello, Vlad. Okay, by this time, you should feel pretty hot throughout your whole body, especially hands. Doing the right way, the wrong way. That's good. That's a good one. That's right. Do the right way, the wrong way. All right. So just loosen up. I like when I loosen up, I like to kind of just brush. Just do the same brushing I did earlier, just a quick one, and then shake my hand a little bit. Relax a little bit. So bounce and relax and shake, okay? Now what I want you to do is to use it for application. How do you make water pH alkaline via chi coil? Chi coil does not do that. Chi coil just magnetizes it and it programs it with frequencies. Doesn't do the alkalization, okay? That's more of a chemical process. So chi coil doesn't do that, okay? So the next part is I want you to, okay, well, punch is a basic one. But let's say you do another kind of sport. Let's say you do golf, so you're gonna practice the golf swing. If you do play tennis, you practice the tennis serve or tennis racket hits, whatever, backhand, forehand. If you, what other sports do you guys do? If you guys do pickleball, right? You practice this one, right? If you guys do whatever sport it is, okay, what's your main motion? Wrestling, okay? Wrestling would be a takedown, so your main motion would be doing a lunge, maybe, okay? So just do that one motion, and what I want you to do is to, and if you don't have a motion, just do a punch, just like what I'm doing, okay? Because that's pretty standard. Jiu-jitsu, I don't know what motion, just pick one motion that is you want to practice, that you want to add power to, okay? So jiu-jitsu, I don't know, maybe a choke or something. I don't know what kind of motion you can practice with that. It could be, I don't know, some kind of motion, or you can just do some kind of push or some kind of pull or whatever it is, okay? Any kind of motion you want. So basically, I want you to get into whatever strongest stance you can and then practice that motion really slow. Breathe in, just like what we did earlier. Okay, any stance you want. But now I want you to Slowly speed it up, okay, while keeping that sensation. So you can remember that sensation we talked about. So ideally, we started like this to train that sensation. The sensation is being completely in center in your balance, to be kind of like seated into this position, so it doesn't feel like it's gonna tire out your legs. Your spine is straight, your belly is breathing, your hands are loose, your elbows are heavy, everything's heavy. You feel like you're underwater, so everything floats, and you have water all around you, so your senses are heightened. And you also have chains on your hands and chains all over your body, so everything's super heavy. So now I want you to slowly keep that sensation. Get that sensation first, okay, in that stance, whatever stance it is. Okay, I got that sensation, okay? Now, it's good to have a trigger word. So for example, I say melt, and then my body melts. If I say float, my body floats. If I say chains, then everything's heavy. And if I say power, then this is what the next part is. So the power is, I want you to start moving your body while keeping those sensations, okay? Then do it as fast as you can while keeping the sensation and not losing it in your hands. So that's why it's important to keep your hands loose. So while you're doing that, you want to move it. You can do slower first because it's going to be hard to do it fast. So do it slow, whatever motion it is, while keeping all that sensation. And then you can speed it up, but speed it up to the point where you feel like you still got it. You still have that sensation throughout your whole body, not just your hands. It's on your hands and your arms and your whole body. So if you lose it, then slow down, reset, get back that sensation of being weightless, float, melt, chains, and then power. And then go a little bit faster. I'm keeping it. Now you're going to lose a little bit, right? Completely out of touch. I have yin yang coils but feel nothing, like I'll see others share. Well, keep using them. It might take you a longer time, or try a different frequency. And use different frequency, right? There's different frequencies you can try. And then maybe use it longer, or you can try different power settings. But yeah, I mean, everybody who uses them, some people take a few weeks to feel them, but it's working. Okay, so now what you do is you go as fast as you can without losing the sensation. Then you go faster, and then forget about the sensation. Okay. Okay, so the point is you're gonna lose some of that sensation, but it's okay because you're going faster and you're using actual fighting speed. Okay, because obviously you can't punch someone that slow. You need to punch faster, otherwise the guy will see it, right? So the point is, let's say you lose, let's get 100% of that sensation without moving. When you start moving this speed, you lose about 20%. You go a little bit faster, you lose about 50%. And go fighting speed, right? Right, fighting speed, then you lose about 90% of it. But that 10% that you kept is going to give you that much more power without, I think it will give you twice, 50 to 100% more power in your striking or in whatever motion you have, with the same amount of force or same amount of energy. Does that make sense? Any questions about that? So you're bringing then the more you tense up, you feel like, oh, I'm losing it. So you get your body back into this sensation. Change stances. Okay, so you get what you're doing?